कार्पण्यदोषो बृहत्स्वभावा पृच्छामि त्वं धर्मसम्मूढचेतः यच्छ्रेयस्यान्निश्चितं ब्रूय तन्मे शिष्यस्तेऽहं शाधि मां त्वां प्रपन्नम्. Today, Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, shlok number 7. As you know, the scenario is of the battlefield where Arjuna is about to fight a battle with the soldiers of Duryodhan. Duryodhan's side is filled with relatives of Arjun, teachers, great-grandfathers, brothers, children, grandchildren, etc. When Arjun spoke to Krishna that he is not willing to fight with his own kinsmen, his own relatives, as the result of the fight will bring only unhappiness, sadness and misery. It is better to beg and live in the forest rather than killing our own people and live in a kingdom. To this argument, Krishna says, Arjuna, how such weakness of the heart entered in you? You better stand up and shoot the arrows. With this, Arjuna again humbly says that how can one fight with one's own teacher, Guru Dronacharya, and how can one fight noble person like Bhishma, who is our great-grandfather, who has always loved us. But Arjuna thinks that Krishna is asking me to fight. That means Krishna has a deeper meaning to it. To this today's shloka, Arjuna says, now I am confused about my duty and have lost all composure because of miserly weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me, as now I am your disciple, a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me, O Krishna. So here, the foundation of Bhagavad Gita is laid. You see, Bhagavad Gita is a dialogue between not two friends, but a dialogue between a teacher and a student. Spiritual subjects matter cannot be understood among friends. Spiritual knowledge is transferred by teacher to a student. This is the key. This is the door of entering in the spiritual subject matters. You see what spirituality is teaching us, especially spirituality of Bhakti Yoga. You see, there are many yogas to get connected with the Lord, like Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyan Yoga, but Bhakti Yoga is the topmost. Bhakti Yoga means that we are servant of the Lord, we are servant of the Lord's devotees, and this servitude, dasatva, is a spiritual bliss. And this surrender to the spiritual master is the beginning of that great servitude towards the Krishna. So, unless and until a student surrenders to teacher completely, it is very difficult to absorb the ideas and principles of spirituality in our life. So, when we develop the mood of serving the Gurudev, the spiritual master, that service mood is magnified and nourished nicely by the spiritual master, and spiritual master put us under the lotus feet of Krishna. गुरु गोविंद दोनों खड़े काके लागू पाओ, बलिहारू गुरु आपने गोविंद दियो मिलाओ. This is a doha by Kabir Das, who says that when I see that Guru and Krishna both are standing, to whom should I first bow down? I should bow down to my spiritual master, because my spiritual master takes me to Krishna, gives me Krishna. So, this is the science that we should first surrender to a spiritual personality and serve him, ask question for knowing things, and fully surrender to that personality, and then we will progress spiritually. You see, a guru should have few qualities. You just cannot surrender to anybody. The first of the quality is that a guru should be a devotee of Krishna, fully addicted to Krishna. Prabhupada said, if you want to see that who is a guru, you just see who is maximum addicted to Krishna. So he is surrendered to Krishna, he is a devotee of Krishna, and guru is connected to a parampara. You see, parampara are disciplic schools. Parampara are such schools where the knowledge is descending in a systematic manner. In order to keep the sanctity and purity of the knowledge, Sri Krishna gave this spiritual science to four great personalities. One of them is Mother Lakshmi, and the knowledge which is descending through her student and student like that system is known as Sri Sampradaya, which is prominently followed by South Indian people in India, and mainly Ramanujacharya and Yamunacharya are the great teachers in that school of thought. And then this great knowledge was given to Char Kumaras. Four Kumars are the sons of Brahma, and from the beginning they are perfected beings. They had darshan of Lord Vishnu in Vaikuntha, and Lord Vishnu gave them this knowledge, and this knowledge is descending in their school of thought known as Kumar Sampradaya. Similarly, this knowledge was given to Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva also by the name of Brahma Sampradaya and Rudra Sampradaya respectively. So in this way, a guru should be connected to a sampradaya and not a self-made guru, because personalities who are self-made in the field of spirituality, of course they have some spiritual understanding and they attract thousands and lakhs of people, but one cannot be certain that he has understood the spiritual science completely, because there are many spiritual things which a person only learns through the parampara system. So this is stated in Padma Puran that there are four authentic paramparas, four bona fide paramparas from where a spiritual knowledge should be accepted. So this is the first requirement for understanding spirituality, because spirituality begins by surrendering unto a guru, serving the guru, asking spiritual questions. You see, a guru never solves your material problems. In India, basically this is a big disease that Indian people are religious by nature. They surrender to saintly people because that is inbuilt in Indian Vedic culture. But what has contaminated the whole process is that people worship saintly people for material gains. They have a belief that if they serve a saintly person, if they give donation to a saintly person, then they incur many material boons in the form of lots of money, property, son, marriage, and curing of any fatal disease, etc. So spiritual personality never gives material boons, because material things are moving with respect to our action, our karma. As the karma we perform, we get the result. But a spiritual personality, a spiritual master, solves the problem of birth and death. Spiritual personality solves all the problems for all time. So, what is the problem? The problem is that we are engaged in material activities. Material activities means we want more money, we want fame, we want house, we want job, and our thinking is that with the collection of these material tools, we will solve the problem of life. Means we will be very happy, we will be satisfied. But it never happens. The result is always the opposite. So, when we understand the perplexity of the material nature, and with great fortune, if we come across some spiritual personality, some devotee, and we surrender to that devotee, then that devotee gives us the solution that how can we solve the material problem. Any kind of problem. How can we come out of the material pool? So, what he teaches us, and when we surrender to spiritual master with our service, he takes us to Krishna, as we have already discussed. And when he takes us to Krishna, and we understand that solving the problem means loving Lord, serving the Lord, serving devotees, seeing everything spiritually, not materially. This is what a spiritual master teaches. So Arjun, who is absolutely confused in a material situation, and all material situations are like that. Just like there is a forest fire and nobody lights it, similarly, the material problems are not started by a person, but by very nature of the material activities are such that a person is perplexed in all situations. So, an intelligent person, as the Vedas say, that an intelligent person follows the advice of Ved, which says, first you go to a spiritual personality. Tasmad Guru Prapadyate Jigyasu Sre Uttama Shabde Parecha Nishrat Brahmana Upsramashraya. Therefore, because this world is full of danger, one should go to a spiritual master who has experience of the Lord, who has great knowledge about the Vedic science, and Jai Krishna Tattva Vetta Sei Guru Hoy, one who has a great knowledge about the Krishna Tattva, and surrendering to such personality, he will help us to transcend the material universe by engaging in the service of the Supreme Lord, by performing devotional service unto Krishna. And this understanding is a speciality of human life. Otherwise, collecting material objects is the mentality of an animal. An animal is also engaged in always eating, sleeping, security and sex life, and man is also engaged in eating, sleeping, security and sex life. What differentiates a man from the animal is his interest, his understanding of the Supreme Lord, his understanding of surrendering to the Supreme Lord and solving his problem for all time to come. So this is what the greatness of human life is, that we can solve all the problems for all the time. So Krishna, the spiritual master of the universe, the God of the universe, is speaking the science of Bhagavad Gita. So through the medium of Arjun, Sri Krishna is giving us this transcendental knowledge, this ever fresh knowledge, this all enlightening knowledge. But this knowledge has to be received by surrendering to a spiritual person, to a guru. Then it quickly enters in our heart and we become blissful. So for today we will stop here and we will discuss the next verse tomorrow. Hare Krishna.